Do your customers share photos in their CX feedback with you? I mean, people share billions of photos a day with each other. So if they're not sharing them in their CX feedback, it's time to understand why that is and what you're missing. Hey everyone, I'm Max Israel, CEO of Customerville, and welcome back to our CX vlog, 40 Billion Reasons. This week we're going to do the first in a two-part set on the importance of customer-submitted photos in your VoC program. How do you get customers to share photos in their CX feedback to you? And then once you have them, how do you extract the most value out of the images you receive? How do you use those pictures to really make voice of the customer come alive in your company? Listen, this is a big deal. If you are not finding ways to incorporate customer-submitted photos in your VoC program, if that doesn't feature prominently in your plans, then you are in danger of missing the boat. This is extremely important. Let me show you what I mean. Do me a favor, take out your phone. I'll take out one of mine and look at your most commonly used messaging apps. I'll open WhatsApp. Look at the percentage of messages that include a photo as part of the conversation. You'll see that you use them all the time. They've just become part of how we communicate. And you're not alone. Think of any messaging app you can think of, right? WhatsApp, Facebook, any of those things. Sharing photos has just become a part of how we talk to each other. It's almost like a new kind of language. Here are some numbers that will just floor you. WhatsApp users, there are about 1 billion of them, share 1.6 billion photos a day. Facebook Messenger users, there are also about 1 billion of them, share 316 million photos a day. Snapchat users share over 2 million photos a minute. Now, clearly most of these photos can't be original, right? Surely they must be duplicates, humorous photos that we, shoot back and forth to each other, things like that, right? Not so fast. It turns out we take a lot of photos. This year alone, people will take over 1 trillion photos. That's right, 1,000 billion photos, most of them on our smartphones. So photos are a part of everything. Every messaging app you can think of, every social media platform you can think of, it's automatic, it's expected. That's why it's so important that you make it not just possible, but easy for your customers to share photos with you as part of their customer feedback. If you don't do that, it makes you look kind of tone deaf, and worse, it even takes your customer out of the way they become used to communicating with you. If you're not doing that yet, don't worry. Here's how you'll get it done. Let me share with you the 4 evolutionary steps that we ourselves at Customerville went through in order to make sharing photos a great part of CX feedback. And we see companies kind of muddling through these steps, trying to find the right way all the time. So hopefully by sharing this, I can help you get straight to the right way of doing it. The first thing that everybody does is put one of these things on their survey. That little thing is deceptively simple looking. The little photo icon really means that the enterprise feedback management company behind your survey has done all the work to make sure their software is ready for photos. That means how their database is architected, their search functionality, their cloud storage architecture. All of those things have to be ready to accept lots of photos without kind of screeching to a halt. That turns out to be very hard. We were way out ahead of this, and even Customerville took a couple of years to be fully ready for photos. So you go to all that trouble, you slap one of those photo uploader icons on your survey, and nothing happens. Congratulations, you are in phase 2, the nobody cares phase. That happens all the time. People put a photo uploader on their survey and they suddenly realize that nobody ever uses it. The mistake that people make here is they think, well, gosh, we put a photo uploader button on the survey and yet we're not getting really any photos. that must mean that nobody cares enough to do so. They don't really care about our product or service enough to share photos. Are you sure they don't care? 136,000 photos are uploaded to Facebook every minute. 120,000 tweets per minute include a photo in the tweet. Are you sure your company, your brand, your employees, none of that stuff is in any of those things? The problem that you have here in step 2 isn't that nobody cares. It's not that your customers don't care enough to share a photo with you. The problem is that online surveys, by their very nature, carry with them the connotation that there's nobody on the other side but a computer. So in the case of our daily lives with each other, we're sharing billions of photos a day with each other. You do that because you know that there's somebody on the other side of that transaction, right? But in the case of a survey, the respondent thinks that they're just creating a file somewhere on a server. And in that case, that actually makes no sense. Why would they go to the trouble to share a photo to do that? That doesn't make any sense. That brings us to step 3, where we and everybody else in the world put some text on the survey that says this: "We'd love to see your photos. Please share them," right? And that works. That's a good start. You'll go from getting not very many photos to maybe a single-digit percentage of your survey respondents that have photos included in them. But right away you're going to notice something, which is that the vast majority of those photos are negative. They are somehow helping the survey respondent to illustrate a complaint, something they're unhappy about, something that went wrong. Still good, you're ahead of where you were before, right? And these photos can actually be really helpful in diagnosing the root cause of service failures. But watch out, they can also be a huge downer if you are automating the process of distributing this information in your company. In our book, Design Driven Feedback, we talked about this. We talked about the customer complaint trap, and nothing but nothing will kill your morale, will speed you into the customer complaint trap faster than spewing out negative photos of failure in real time to your employees every day. Be very, very careful about that. That's why you need to get to step 4, and it is this. Get that photo uploader working, but then you've got to really sell your survey respondent on the idea that these photos are going to real people, and that they're going to be used for coaching, for improvement, for motivation, all that kind of good stuff, right? Good positive stuff. And here you can use some photos of your own to help set the hook and get your customer to take the bait. The key is showing either examples of the kinds of photos you'd love to see, or examples of the employees who will be seeing the photos you hope that customers will be including in their survey responses. The goal is to humanize this, not just humanize it, but to make the respondent feel like they're actually part of a community, the customer, the employee, that they're all kind of in this together. You'd be surprised at how powerful sharing a few photos of your own can be in getting people to do that. Once you get there, you'll find that your customers actually love sharing photos with you, and they share a really good mix of, let's call them negative photos, photos where something went wrong, and also positive photos, photos that are just flat out positive. Something went really, really well, and I want you to see that. I want you to know about it. I want to recognize an employee or an improvement or me using the product. All right, next week we're going to look at the second part of making customer submitted photos a great part of your very successful VoC program. How do you extract the most value from the photos that you receive? How do you get them to make VoC just come alive within your company and really take root? I think you're really going to like this. All right, guys, take care. Bye-bye.